Want to sell an online course but don't have an audience? You're not alone. Most people think they need thousands of followers to sell a course, but that's not true. The truth is, most successful course creators I know start with 0 audience members. And in 2025, there are smarter, faster ways to get your first sales without a big following. Today, I'll break it all down, the exact steps to sell your course with no audience and start making money sooner than you think. Let's get into it. The biggest mistake people make: spending months creating a course before knowing if anyone will buy it. Instead, get paid before you build it. Find out what people are already paying for. Pre-sell your course to early buyers and make sure there's demand before you spend time making lessons. So how do you validate a course? Ask your network, friends, ex-colleagues, LinkedIn connections, whoever you think would need this course. And that's really an important part. Don't ask your friends that wouldn't need this course. Ask people that would be potential customers. Number 2, join niche communities. There's a lot of communities online that can be a gold mine when it comes to understanding what to build. Facebook groups, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. These are great places to find information about what to build. Number 3, sell a beta version first. Offer early access to a live cohort, or you can offer a pre-recorded version at a discount. Back when I was running my software company, Webinar Ninja, before I sold it, I created a course on webinars called the Automated Webinar Challenge. It was all about how to create an automated webinar. And that course actually started as a webinar. It was just one webinar that I ran that was really popular. It kind of validated my idea. Then I sold the recording to that webinar to see if anybody's willing to buy this content. I simply emailed the attendees to that webinar, and 5 of them bought. That was enough proof for me to move forward and create a full-length program on how to create automated webinars. Let me summarize this for you. Don't create a course. Sell a course, then create it. Step 2, get in front of other people's audiences. Since you don't have an audience yet, borrow one. I'm a big believer in these methods because they work. Here's the first one I want to pass on to you. Number 1, be a guest on a podcast. Podcast hosts are always looking for valuable insights and guests. Most podcasts don't function without guests on the show. Offer something valuable that you can teach on the podcast, like something from the course you're about to build. And then you can have a call to action on the podcast. When they say, hey, is there any way we can learn more about you? You can offer the listeners a checklist or a summary of what you just taught. That way they get on your email list, and guess what? Now they're your audience. Partner with newsletters. There are newsletters with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that send newsletters every single day or at least once a week. Find a niche newsletter in your space and offer them something of value in exchange of being featured on their newsletter, because they're going to send it out to their people and they're going to learn about you, and they're going to go to your website and opt in for your lead magnet and get on your email list. Now, I said something of value. One of the things that I have found that really works with a lot of creators is that they create a cornerstone or really valuable piece of content, something like a 60-minute masterclass. It's a video that goes deep on a topic. And then they offer it to the newsletter owner and say, hey, this is a great piece of content. You can use it and bundle it with your offers. So the next time you do a launch, you can have an extra bonus to your launch. Talk about valuable. Do Instagram and LinkedIn collabs. One of the easiest ways to do this is to create the content, whether it's a post or a reel, and ask that person to publish it for you in front of their audience. If it's great content, often they will say, great, this is good stuff. They're curating content for their audience all the time. And don't sleep on blog posts. Write a guest blog post if you can. If someone already has traffic on a blog, blogs still get tons of traffic, you can get in front of that audience and in front of that traffic easily. There are blog posts I wrote over a decade ago that still drive traffic to my website, and it's incredible because it converts into customers, because I wrote a very valuable blog post on a very popular blog, and they're coming to my website hungry for more. When I first started in the content game, one of the first things I committed to is guesting on other podcasts. I got on 5 to 10 podcasts a month, and it allowed me to generate my own audience, and I eventually had a larger audience than the podcast I was guesting on. Listen, why build an audience from scratch when you can tap into someone else's? Step 3, you can always use paid ads to get leads. Sometimes you can just throw money at the problem. No, seriously, ads can help generate leads fast. Even with a small budget, you can get email subscribers today, and you could start selling your product. When I got started with ads, I only spent about $500 a month, and it was enough for me to get enough leads to get sales. What you want to do here is when you run ads, start with low-hanging fruit that will get you a conversion. For example, run a meta ad like Facebook or Instagram ad to a free lead magnet. This is a guide, a checklist, a mini course. Why? Because it's going to give them instant gratification and you're going to get the email immediately. You want conversions here. You don't want to spend too much money. So the easiest way to get a conversion for a low cost of money is to make sure it's something easy for somebody to consume. They don't have to pay for it. They just give their name and email address and they get it. Number two, nurture those new leads via email. Send them 3 to 5 valuable emails over a week. Give them even more value. Give them great videos or podcast episodes, or even curate a bunch of interesting things that are going on in your niche, in your industry, and send it to them. Number 3, I encourage you to invite them to a webinar. On a webinar, you can teach, you can provide value, and then of course you can make an offer, but it allows you to build trust, answer questions, and get people the answers they're looking for to make a decision to buy. Again, you don't have to start with a lot of ads. You can use the funnel I just talked about where you run an ad, you maybe spend $5, $10 a day, nurture them via email, and then send them to a webinar where you offer great value. This is not going to cost an arm and a leg. Once you've refined the system, you can then improve it. Again, I first spent $500 on ads. I got about 1,000 emails at the time. I made $5,000 on my course launch. Awesome return on investment. I 5x'd my money. If you have no audience, ads can help you buy one. Step 4, offer a mini product before the full course. I mentioned this before in an example with my webinar and then selling the replay, but you can start off small. You don't have to start selling a $500 course to strangers. Selling a $19 or $49 digital product or course is much easier because it gives you momentum. And most of all, it gives you customers, a customer base that you can rely on to buy other products, larger courses and programs in the future. This, by the way, is called self-liquidating offers. It helps you build a customer base fast, cover your ad costs because you're making some money with these smaller offers, and it makes it easier to sell your full course later to customers that already are sold on you. They don't need any convincing because they got all the value from your smaller product. Some examples of mini products are a paid workshop, like a 90-minute live training or Q&A, a webinar basically, right? Where you charge for it. Another example is a workbook or templates, something actionable that helps people get results. Or a mini course, 3 to 5 lessons on one specific part of your topic. So say, for example, your expertise is social media marketing. You can get really niche and create a small course, a mini course for $10, $19, just on how to boost a post on X to get you more followers. For example, I run a 3-day live event. This is a free training called Own Your Job, by the way, ownyourjob.net if you want to check it out. But when you register, there's the option to upgrade to VIP, and VIP is $19. $19 gives you lifetime access to the replays of the event. By doing this, I make money on the front end and I break even on my ads for the event. I then sell my full-fledged flagship program to those buyers because they're already convinced that I'm a value that they're willing to pay for it. So basically, I get to market my event, get all these leads for free because of that front-end offer, that mini little thing where I give them access to the replay for the 3-day live event. When you're just getting started and you're trying to get some traction, it's easier to sell a small product first than go for that big sale. So if you have no audience, here's your plan. Validate and pre-sell your course first. Number 2, tap into other people's audiences. Leverage that. Number 3, use paid ads to get leads fast if you want to throw some money at the problem, right? Number 4, sell a small product before your full course. This works. I've done it. My students have done it, and you can do it too. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. I know putting yourself out there without an audience can feel intimidating, but remember, every successful course creator, business owner, influencer you see out there, they all start at 0. 0 followers, 0 email subscribers, 0 people visiting their website. You don't need a huge audience. You just need the right people to see the value in what you offer. 1 student turns into 2 students, and then 10, and then 100. The momentum will come. Stay consistent. Stay focused on helping the people you're meant to serve, and trust the process. You've got this. If you're serious about building a business, Join my 3 Things newsletter. Every week, I'm going to send you 3 things. 1, something to think about, something to shift your mindset. Number 2, something to do, an actionable step to grow your business. And number 3, something to learn, a valuable resource to keep you ahead. It's completely free, and it's my way to coach you from afar. Just go to 100mba.net and sign up for any of our free guides, and you'll automatically be added. And of course, if this episode has helped you, subscribe and share it with someone who wants to sell an online course in 2025. I'm Omar Zenhom, and I'll see you in the next one.